I started this last night for Laurie's garden area. We're pumping water over into here so we don't have to have these hoses stretched all over the place. And then eventually I'll put in a drip system for her. And this is going to be her raised bed area. And then over there where the digger is, putting in more, another water valve, so we can water this side of the raised bed area. It's going to be big, but we'll do it little bits at a time. It's super cold out here right now and windy. So before, when I was saying it was really hot, now it's really cold. And then over here I gotta dig and run water over to this area. So I gotta buy the stuff, and I'm gonna plumb this over to somewhere around those trees back there for that garden area, and then eventually on over to the chicken coop area. So got my work cut out for me. So right now we're heading into town to get some piping for all this work we're doing. Welcome back to LNS Oasis Farm Channel. And today I'm out here this morning working on my plumbing project for Laurie's Garden Adventures. I'm getting the plumbing over to her raised garden bed area, and it's been a little slow getting it dug and plumbed, but hopefully you can see that. We're getting there. And hopefully get her jump started to be able to get everything ready for spring, which is coming up. Yeah, this is frosty for me. It's 22 degrees. It's not supposed to get that cold in the desert, right? Well, out here it does. We're pretty frosty. So during the night, I heard a lot of commotion out here. I'm gonna check the perimeter to see what was happening. Somebody was going cuckoo at the fence. So the dogs were spacing out. Pretty much, I think it was probably some coyotes. Yep, I see a dig under right there. Yeah, sons of guns. So I think I need to maybe lower my electric wire a little bit, because they're able to dig and scoot under that wire on this fence. So sorry. Yeah, the fence is they're not jumping over it, from what I can tell. It looks like they're digging under. So that's a little bit concerning. I thought that I would have time to get the barbed wire on the top. I see some more. Yeah, I can see more evidence out there. They're definitely following the perimeter of my fence line. So that's not good. Try to get in here to my dogs, I think. We don't have any chickens or anything yet, because we've been trying to I think I got a busted pipeline, frozen pipeline. I'm gonna have to go over there and check. Yeah. So that interrupts this perimeter check, as I've got a flood happening. So, got a busted pipeline. So, yeah. All right, well, let me fix that, and then I'll get back to you about last night's events. Okay, crisis averted. The splitter on the hose broke. We try to turn them off every night, but last night we got to have fun and forgot to turn everything off. These hoses are frozen solid all the way. So I'm gonna check these, make sure they're off real quick. And it's probably not going to warm up anytime soon. I'd say probably not till around noon. So yeah. least it wasn't that bad. Could have been worse. And that one's off. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go over here to this side of the farm, even though the activity was on the other side. And walk around this side over here. See if I see anything happening. Alright. Let me switch you to front view so you can see what I see. And let's do that. Okay. So we're walking the long ways, looking for dig through evidence, whatever. The other day, I don't know if I posted it or not, but we were leaving and we saw something very large, taller than a coyote, running through the desert, and I just got a glimpse of it. I mean, I hate to say maybe it was a deer, but you know, it might have been a deer, as I haven't seen any deer out here, but you know, the locals say there's deer. So that doesn't look like much right there, but that's a spot where they've been pawing at the fence. Any of these are spots where they start digging. Maybe they stop digging because they get shocked or whatever. We had high winds yesterday, no wind at all, so I'm gonna have to walk around picking up the trash. Alright. Not sure why they were digging way over there. They're gonna go underground. I don't know, but if you can see it, there's a trail. There's two trails. There's one right there that circles the farm, and then there's one a little further out. One of these days I'm gonna go out there and drive around and see what the hell's out there. There's a little spot. Then over here is where they got through, and they were leaving their droppings in the backyard here. There's one, another. These are older, obviously, but I know I kind of talked about them before. Here's one. Another one, a little fresher. You can hear my dogs in the background. There's another one. Wow. Another one. More. They were hitting it so hard. Another one. So we're out here in the corner, and this is one of my solar street lights that I made, because this place is pitch black at night. So I wanted to at least be able to see a little bit out here. There's another one. I should have counted them, but didn't think about it. Quite a few spots. And then we were noticing in this area where we heard the noise last night, there's all kinds of droppings where there's a fairly fresh one right there. That might have been what they were doing last night. Maybe they're getting onto the fence and getting shocked and they stop. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe I just need to run a whole nother wire around them a little bit lower so they get their paws on it. This all got blown over here. Sheet metal from a trailer project that we're working on right here. My son and myself were building this little camp trailer for him and his son to hang out on their property and whatnot. It was a fun project. I got to get him back over and finish that up. It's almost done. Should have made a video on it, but you know, we didn't. So anyway, coming back around to the plumbing area, and there's all kinds of droppings over here. Right where I was digging. Nice. Suckers. Coming up to the well. Nice little dig under right there. These things, they don't seem to be too awfully scared of us. I've been out on the road repairing the road. It's not even my road, it's the city and the county, but they're fighting over who's responsible. So they don't want to do any kind of maintenance whatsoever. Got my stuff blowing everywhere. So as a result, I have to go out there and fix it when it's raining like crazy. So this is a spot right here they could easily get under, but it doesn't look like they're coming under. This is the little river. I need to put some rock down. This little river runs right through our property. We tried to block it, but that was a bad mistake. It flooded everywhere. So I had to make it better, dig it out more. So anyways, yeah, I was driving my tractor down there to fix the road, and one popped out on the road and it's running right towards me, and I'm thinking, well, that's really odd behavior for a coyote. And it ran probably, I don't know, 100 feet away, and then it diverted around me. So for whatever reason, they're not scared of people. This is our station for the electric fence, and it's blinking, so it's on, it's working. I've seen their tracks out here where, you know, we've been doing the work in the front landscaping, but I haven't seen any dig unders yet. And then also there's a old farm dike over there, or dam, I don't know, dike, dam, and I seen coyote den over there, and a couple of pups over there before. I did see a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, coyotes running together down this road, and they were all running in line. And then when they saw me, I was on the tractor again. They did run out over into that desert and circled around me. And then once they got past me, they got back on the road again. So this is all open range everywhere but right here. This exact spot. And to put this in perspective, this used to be one of their hangout spots where we're at right now. This area in front of the house, which I'll walk over to here in a sec, I had to put all this up. Oh, look at that. Yeah, they've been digging like maniacs right there. Huh. I don't know if they're mouse hunting or whatever. I don't know. But here's the river. And my dogs did all this damage here. I'm gonna have to get out here and fix it. But here's the river that comes through the property. And basically what this is, it's, I know I've said this plenty of times, but this whole entire area was an old farm, probably, I don't know, 800 acres here. And it's all slanted this direction. And it goes to this water retention dike here. And then I guess that was their way of putting it back in the ground. And so that doesn't work anymore. So it's flowing around that, and it flows right down through our property, right into this area here. And this is where the pond and everything is in here. And when we first got here, this piece was massively overgrown. You couldn't see through here. Sounds like I can hear the coyotes out there. You couldn't see through this area right here. So we trimmed out all the scrub and trimmed up the trees, and this was where all the javelina were hanging out right here in the mud waller. And so when we fenced all this off, they had to find other sources, which is, you know, just right there. That still collects water. So we know that a lot of them hang out in there. And that thing's really long. And it turns into a huge mud bog in there. So we know they're hanging out there a lot. They get their water there. But they probably smell food for our dogs, and they can smell the water on the property, whatever. So anyways, back to the fence. This is the area where when I tried to block that and make it go other places, yeah, it just flooded over that, came over here, and just flooded everywhere out here. So I had to put it back so that it wouldn't saturate our property. So as long as you don't mess with Mother Nature, it works out pretty good. So this kind of concludes a walk around. I am kind of surprised about how many dig under holes that we spotted. We're back over here by the fire pit area. So I think it's up to a pretty warm 24 right now. feels nice and warm. There's our little girls. They want out here really bad, but I can't let them out because they were having so much fun in my trench that I had to re-shovel everything out of there. And that's right where they want to go. Right back in that trench. And I've got pipe laid in there already, so I don't want to have to replace that pipe. So that's my old project for about 30 years. One of these days I'm going to put that back together. If I ever get a shop out here, that's what I plan to do. Anyways, that wraps up this little tour. Thanks for watching. Alright, so I got the dirt spread back over pretty good, and good enough to call it good for today, I guess. And this little one here is for the greenhouse. This is for watering over here at this garden bed over here, and we're gonna be we're gonna be plumbing over there next for that side of the raised garden beds, but not tonight. Tonight we're done for the day, and we're gonna call this good and button up everything and get ready for a good night's rest. So A horse just jogged by me. They've been waiting all day to get out here. I couldn't let them out because they like to run down that trench, and those sticks were poking in. The roots were poking holes in them, and they were knocking all the dirt back in there before I could get the pipes on there. So they're looking around for that big canyon they were having so much fun in. Loki was trying to ditch Luna over it and flying over it like super dog. Luna's right on her tail. So anyway, that's wrapping it up for tonight. You got a thumbs up? Thumbs up for your garden? Woohoo! We're excited. All right, that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching.